And you are on the Nordschleife, my man.
Amazing. I've only seen it on YouTube.
Now you're here.
I'm here.
Alright, so once we're through the cones, you can roll us out, get us up to a comfortable pace. We can stay along the right hand side for now until we get to that Yokohama sign. At the Yokohama sign, we're going to start a nice long arc tight to the left curve if it's available. Remember, we always want to use the full width of the track when it's available to us, provided there's no traffic. Out wide to the right hand side, that's it. Nice long big arcs, that's what we're looking for. Here you can normally breathe on the brakes or lift a little bit, then we come into the left curve and you want to load your gas and stay on it all the way through the right curve here. Once you've cleared it, now we start trail braking and then we hug around the 202 and then we're going to brake properly to the cobblestones. At the cobblestones, off the brakes, tight into the curb on the right. We're going to hug this curb almost to the end. Now we go into the curb on the left. We're going to brake before the blue arrows and then tight into the Armco on the right. Get in there, yes, and then open out your exit wide. Good. How are we doing for traffic? Still clear? Very good. Yeah, you can go past them if you're comfortable. We're coming into a left-hander. Normally we go wide to the right-hand side and we brake to the end of the wall where the yellow safety lights are. Then we go in tight to the curb on the left and roll the gas on out wide. We're going to hug around this curb to the right here and then very early run out wide to the left-hand side. And we stay nice and wide as you can. We brake before the 2, at the 2, off the brakes, in tight to the curb on the right and load your gas in the corner. Out wide on the exit. Here we're going to hug to the left. And on the exit, allow the car to settle wide to the right. Once you've settled here, braking, and then we come into the curb on the left. That takes us into a double right, single radius. So follow the shiny line on the floor, let the car run deep, and then follow it all the way back to the right-hand side. Very good. Now we go into the left. Dab of brakes here to plant the nose, and we hug this curb to the end of the curb, and in you go. Give it gas now and run it out wide. Very nice. Immediately as soon as cars settle, back to the left, ready to go right. It's a right left coming up, so we stay wide to the white paint and then tight into the curb here to the end of the curb, and in we go on the gas now. So you kind of hold off on the gas until you've cleared that curb and made the move into the left. Yeah, go if you want to go. So we've got a long cresting right, you can keep it going. Now we run wide to the left hand side, keep it going, keep it going. After the crest, double right hander, single radius, let it settle, braking, in we go on the gas, follow this arc. Load your gas in the corner and follow this arc that you're on. That's very good, keep it going, keep it going. So now we got a left followed by a long left, you can keep going where you're comfortable. The shortest distance is, okay, you got a fast car approaching, so once he gets on, you just move right and let him go by. Normally we hug this curve here on the left hand side, we hold it all the way to the little white dot there, and at the white dot we go straight over the right hand side of the crest, keep the gas loaded, let the car settle, and now braking. Brake to the 5k sign, off the brakes at the 5 in, and load your gas in the corner. Keep pulling to the left hand side, and braking. Brake hard to the first white dot, and then long arc in, get tight to the apex now, and start to roll the gas on and then run it out wide. Good. Once he's passed, you can go. Alright, open left, that takes us in. And now what you want to do is try and drive as straight as you can down here. Don't follow the track, try and drive as straight as possible. I think you got one more on you there behind you. Yeah. So here we want to hug to the end of this red and white curb on the right, and then we start a nice long arc in tight to the curb on the left. I know he's there now. And then wide to the right, braking, brake to the motorcycle sign, off the brakes, in you go. Good. Hug around this curb to the right, and that's going to take us into a very late entry left. So brake straight to the yellow paint on the Armco, stay wide, tight into the left now. So you can get a little deeper before you make that move into the left. Let's just hug right, you've got some fast cars coming. So there's some yellow graffiti on the Armco, so just aim straight for that, brake to it, and then you make a tight move into the left there. Coming into traffic. Alright, we can keep going. Where that big tree is standing up, there it goes slightly left down to a proper left. So we cut through, run wide early and braking. Brake to the end of the cobblestones, then off the brakes, in tight to the curb on the left, load your gas, run it out wide. Stay wide and braking. Brake to the first white dot, off the brakes, tight into the curb on the left. Start your gas, stay on it through the right hander and run it out wide to the left hand side on the exit. stay wide, start your braking at the 8, but stay wide, brake more, to the right, off the brakes, in, good. There's a little white dot that you can stay wide to, out wide on the exit. So the little white dot on the entry, you brake to that dot and then hard into the right, braking a little bit to the end of the 108, off in tight to the curb on the left, load your gas straight across to the curb on the right and wide early to the left, triple right hander, now single radius, go deep first, in, this is a good arc, start your gas, this is your apex, and stay on your gas the whole way now out wide. Very nice. Slowest corner coming up, so brake properly, that's good. Into the curb on the right now, it's going to take us into a left hander, so brake again, and then middle deep first, now hard in. That's it, very nice. Start to roll your gas on, stay on it through the right hander, and you can run it out wide. You've got a taxi coming, so stay right. Once he's passed, you can go. You can punch it, we've got an open section here. Open right that takes us down to a double left. You can go, and now braking. Brake to that first white dot normally, then tight into this curb. It's a double left, so let it run deep. And start to feed your gas all the way back to the curb on the left. You're going to hug this curb to the end of the red and white curb. And in, give it gas now. And run it wide on the exit. Good. Alright. Open section of track now. We've got an open left-hander coming up. So stay wide on the right until you're ready to turn in. You can keep going for now. Yeah. And take us in on the gas and keep it to the left-hand side. At that grey triangle sign, start your braking, but stay wide on the outside. We're going to go past the 125 on the outside, stay wide to the end of the cobblestones, in. Now gas. And run it out, long exit as you go. Very good. So just remember Bergvik. Yeah, you want to move right, you've got a Honda coming, one of your brethren. Alright, now we've got a long left. It's made up of 3 sort of apexes. If there's no traffic, we stick nice and tight to the left-hand side. That was 1, 2. Number 3, we allow the car wide to the right, ready for a final left. Keep it going, and you can go in on the gas. This guy's staying on the right.
Got traffic.
No worries, you're doing great. And after this guy, you can punch it around this car. Alright, fast piece of track, so you can keep it going. We're going to run it up high to the left-hand side here. And here we go in. You can stay on the gas here. Keep it loaded. Straight across, and then early wide to the right-hand side. And now what you do is you brake to the end of the cobblestones, off the brakes, in you go, load the gas. You don't need a lot of brakes here, you just want to set the car up. You can carry decent momentum in a nice deep arc through this corner. All the way back to the left-hand side at the top of the crest, ready to go right. So we stay wide, in on the gas. On the gas, pull yourself through the corner wide. Good. I see you've got a few cars behind you there. At the curb we start, yeah, here he's coming. Brake hard, it's a hairpin. We brake to the Yokohama normally. At the Yokohama, off the brakes, into apex after the 140, which is here. And now you can start to roll it on, run it out wide as you go. As long as there's no traffic, it looks clear to me. This is a straight shot up to the carousel now. So you want to aim for the little white number board in the shade next to the toilet. Straight for that white number board, and then drop all 4 wheels in on the white. Don't put it on the black. You want to be tight to the black. But yeah, that's it. Tight to the black, but all 4 on the white. You can start to load your gas and go straight. Good. Smooth radius from this curb to that curb. Then let that radius take you out wide to the left-hand side, and finally let it bring you back up against the curb on the right here, ready to go left. We're going to hold to the end of the dark cobblestones. In you go, give it gas, and run a nice long arc that takes you wide to the red and white curb on the outside. Give me a little bit of brakes next to the red and white curb, and at the end of the red and white curb, tight to the left. Start your gas now, stay on it through the right-hander, and run it out wide to the left on the exit. Stay wide. And brake to the 151. At the 151 we go in. You can just go around the outside for now. Good. Hug through the left crest and then high up to the left hand side. A little bit of brakes tight into the curb on the right. That's plenty. Good. Give me a dab of brakes again. Go a little deep first, and now bring it all the way to the left hand side. All the way left. All the way left. All the way left. In now, gas. Gas, gas. Out wide on the exit. Stay wide. Brake in the compression to the end of the cobblestones, and now we go in. It's going to keep cresting right. You can roll your gas on. And now we go to the right hand side, brake to the Yokohama sign. At the Yokohama sign, off the brakes, in, double left hander, let it run deep, and then bring it all the way back to the left hand side. It's okay, you can go through. I think he's seen you. We stay wide, and now we go in. Good, you're doing a good job of giving him room. Now we stay wide and braking to the end of the cobblestones, and then tight into the right of the curb. Give it gas now and let it run wide as you go. Very nice. Over to the right hand side, ready to go left. We've got some cars coming. Brake in the compression to the yellow A, and then we normally go tight into the curb, but you obviously have someone passing you there. Is there another one, I think? Yeah, there's another two back there. Alright, so cresting right into nice long left. So what you want to do here is run your arc wide to the 169 at the fence, at the 169 in on the gas, and straight as you can down here. And brake, lift off the brakes, brake again, off the brakes. Double right hander, let it run deep and follow the arc all the way back to the right here. Yeah, let him go. Cresting left, which is fine. You can roll your gas on, how would you traffic fine, wide to the cobblestones, and now stay on the gas into the left, keep it loaded as you go over the crest. Good, hug to the left hand side. Again, I'm going to need you to keep your gas loaded, do not lift, and go straight. Hug left, whoa, in you go and load the gas. That was stupid. Some people are just so impatient. Alright, looking for the end of the Armco where you see the orange paint. Where we start our braking, here's another one coming to your left. You normally run to the outside there and then off the brakes, and you come in and you hug to the right here, to the end of these dark cobblestones here, and then tight into the curb on the left. Roll your gas on now and run it out wide on the exit. Good, stay wide on the right hand side. And braking almost to the end of the red and whites, tight it on the black this time, all the way to the curb. That's it. Roll your gas on now, open here. Good, and then back to the left. So the reason we open just at the end of that carousel is because the car pops out. So you just open to give it a smooth open. In tight to the curb, long arc now. Run your arc wide to the fence where you see the 186, as wide as you can. At the 186, modify in, start your gas, and keep rolling it on. Keep going, and run a nice long exit. Fast car coming, stick right, stick right. Good. And that's a lap with the Nordschleife.
I'm sweating.
It's a lot to do, huh?
Yeah. That was a lot.
You're doing fine, man. You're doing a good job of watching and reading your traffic. And you're well within your safe comfort zones.